biology class. In the last week, we are talking about the chapter tissues, and I gave you an introduction on the plant tissue and the tissue concept. So what is the definition of a tissue? Tissue is a group of cells that are of same in origin, same in size, and can perform together a specific kind of action. And we discussed about the division of the plant tissue and the meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue are called as the growing tissues of the plant body and present in the tip region, growing region of the plant body, like tip region, bases of the leaves, the internodal regions, the lateral portions, etc. So now, in this class, we will talk about the other part or the permanent plant tissue. Permanent plant tissues, from the name you can understand that this is the permanent tissue forming from the developmental stage, early stage, and up to the adulthood of the plant body and through the rest of the life. Okay. And the permanent tissues, based on the structure, these are more complex than the meristematic tissues, and they can perform complex physiological activities in the plant body throughout the lives. Okay. Permanent plant tissue are further divided into two subtypes. One is simple permanent tissue and another is complex permanent tissue. From the name you can say that simple is the more simple structure and complex is the having the more complex anatomical structure than the simple permanent tissue. The simple permanent tissue in case of plant body are of three types: Parenchyma, Sclerenchyma and Sclerenchyma. And the permanent plant tissue are further divided, or the types in case of complex are xylem and phloem. These are the basically structural anatomy and gives the structural support, mechanical stress, rigidity, and provide the protection from to the plant body. And basically these perform the physiological function like transportation, food distribution or translocation in the plant body. So students, now I am giving you a video tutorial along with some practical examples from our exam environment. So let's enjoy the video class.
Let's begin with parenchyma. Look at the picture. So many living cells are packed together randomly. There are some intercellular space present also, as the cells are loosely packed. Cells have thin cell wall as their plant cell by source. The function of parenchyma are providing support to the plant, especially roots, stems, leaves, fruits and seeds, storing foods, water, etc., carrying chlorophyll, sometimes to perform photosynthesis. So based on this above mentioned functions, parenchyma tissues are further divided into some types, that is Sclerenchyma, Parenchyma, etc. Sclerenchyma means parenchyma tissue containing chlorophyll. Parenchyma means modified parenchyma tissue having large air cavities to provide buoyancy to the plant and help them to float. So this type of parenchyma are found in case of aquatic plants. Now coming to the next one, Sclerenchyma. Look at the picture. This is a slight complicated structure compared to parenchyma. The cells having nucleus, cell walls, thickened corners, vacuoles are closely packed and elongated. Due to this kind of cell thickening, this tissue provides flexibility and high mechanical support to the plants. Based on this, you can say that there are very less intercellular space compared to parenchyma. As this tissue provides flexibility, it allows easy bending of the plants without breaking. So you can see easily from the picture that these are simple structure, and Sclerenchyma is the intermediate structure as in terms of complexity, more complex than Parenchyma and less complex than the next one, that is the Sclerenchyma. So our next type is Sclerenchyma tissue. Now look at the picture. The cells are here also having thick walls due to the presence of lignin. So that they lack intercellular space. You have to remember that these tissues are dead, so their function is to make the plant hard and rigid, or it provides the plant rigidity. They are located in stem, covering of seeds, nuts, around the veins of leaves, around the vascular bundles, etc. So children, I hope this all conceptions regarding the simple permanent tissues are now very clear to you. You can see easily here the primary and secondary cell walls, which are very thick in case of Sclerenchyma, because this is the most complex simple permanent tissue than the previous two, or Parenchyma and Sclerenchyma. So children, in the next class we will talk about the complex permanent tissue, and that is of xylem and